Heart to Heart, a Catholic media ministry, presents Ornaments of Grace, stories for Advent and Christmas. Today's Ornament of Grace for Saturday of the first week of Advent is Dr. Mohamed Mashally. From the book of the prophet Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 26. Then the moonlight will be bright as sunlight, and sunlight itself be 7 times brighter, like the light of 7 days in one, on the day the Lord dresses his people's wounds and heals the scars of the blows they have received. Egypt's doctor of the poor, Mohamed Mashally, died in July 2020. As the Lord dressed his people's wounds and healed the scars of the blows they had received, so this good doctor cared for the poor of his people. At times he charged his patients a few cents, but the destitute received both the health care and the medicine they needed at no cost. Dr. Mashally grew up in a poor family and struggled to get his own education as well as to educate his children and his brother's children. Despite these hardships, or maybe because of them, he gave his life to the poor. His father on his deathbed told Mohammed to care for the poor, especially the sick poor. Another learning situation occurred when he first started working. He said, quote, "A little diabetic child came to me crying from pain and telling his mother to inject him with insulin. The mother replied to the child, saying that if she buys the insulin, she would have no money to buy food for his siblings. I still remember that harsh situation, which made me decide to devote my knowledge to treating the poor." Close quote. His life experiences touched him so deeply that when he graduated from medical school in 1967, he vowed to give the poor the medical care they needed, even if they could not pay for it. And that is what he did. Specializing in epidemiology, internal medicine, and pediatrics, Dr. Mashally had the tools to dress his people's wounds and heal them in many ways. Every day he arrived at the clinic by 7:30 a.m., worked until the sunset prayer, and then ate supper. After supper, he visited 2 other clinics in villages nearby to check on his patients. His assistant said he always worked hard with a smile on his face. Even as Mohammed suffered ill health during the last year of his life, he continued caring for the needy. The good doctor's work gained national attention, and he was featured in news articles and on television. Many were eager to hear about his experiences, what he thought, and what he believed. Still, when people wanted to give him large donations, he asked them instead to give the money to the poor and needy. His one wish was to continue serving people until he died, and God granted him this wish. Such a life seems 7 times brighter than most. Thousands who otherwise might have suffered in darkness came to pay their respects when he died, thankful for the light and care he shared. Dr. Mohamed Mashally is our 7th Ornament of Grace. Observing the beautiful ornaments. How did Dr. Mashally imitate and extend God's care for his people? Can you name a way you can bring brightness into someone else's life?